Hello everyone. Christmas is on its way and I know many of you guys are working hard to finish your Christmas cards. I am too. But I had this really cool idea to share because it's one, really fast and really easy. Two, it uses up some decorative paper. There's no coloring and it has a fun little fold to it. The dimensions for this card are here. So if you want to take a screenshot of this, the card base is 8 1/4 by 4 1/4, scored at 3 3/4. Then the decorative paper is 4 1/4 by 4 and 4 2 1/2. And then the second flap, which is this purple part here, is 8 by 3 inches, and you score that in half at the 4 mark. And then you need 2 mats that are 3 3/4 and 2 3/4. And that gives you this really cool card that does give you an option to leave a gift card, or if you want, you can leave that blank and then or put another panel, a full white panel here for another message or another image. So let me show you how to do this. This is really fast, really easy. And it uses up some of that decorative paper. If you're anything like me, you have a tiny bit of that laying around. So here we have our card base. Now I cut an 8 1/2 by 11 sheet of paper in half this way. And we're going to score that at the 2 3/4 mark. Oh, off my rung a little bit. So that is our card base. And then we have our purple piece, which we're just going to score in half at the 4 mark. And that's all the scoring. So we can put this away. And we're going to just do some real fast gluing here. This, like I said, this card is really, really fast to put together. And I found some sentiments by Technique Junkies that are really nice, and they fit the mat perfectly. They make this project really easy. You guys will have to tell me what you think of this tree paper. It was in a paper pack I bought, and I don't know, it's non-traditional Christmas, but I kind of like it. It reminds me of Frozen. So, kind of a nice... And while we're doing our gluing, we're going to put glue here. And this is the opposite side that we normally do our gluing on because the card's going to open up this way. So we're going to lay that down and center that here so that we have our double flap fold. And while we are at it, I say we just get all of our gluing done here. I cut these mats, and I'm planning on leaving mine blank so I can write a message. It's pretty small, but you could, you know, stamp a sentiment if you like. And I used an oval die to just cut a notch into this piece of paper. And I'm not going to use my big glue for this. This glue, when you glue this, you want to make sure you get your glue real close to the edge, because if you put it all over, you're not going to be able to put a gift card in. You need this space. It's kind of it's like a perfect fit, so you don't have a lot of wiggle room there. And like I said, you could just put another piece of paper here or leave it. They won't know that you were going to possibly consider getting me a gift card. But there we go. So to do the sentiment, I wanted to show you this because I thought this, again, was a neat way to kind of spice this up and do something different. The sentiment I'm using is by Technique Junkies, and it looks huge, but it does fit. I'm not putting it right in the corner because the rubber kind of rubs against it, so I'm just placing that, spacing it out. And then I'm using this Hero Arts ombre pad. And I love this pad because it makes stamping this so easy. So I'm inking up my stamp. And if you're unfamiliar with these pads, the pad changes color slightly as you go. So the top is blue and the bottom is purple, and it gives you this neat gradient. Isn't that cool? Very nice. Just something to zhuzh it up a little. And I just stuck this to the front. And you could call that done. But I always like to, I don't know, bling is so popular, right? So I found some blue rhinestones that match. So I'm going to add some rhinestones just to make this card sparkle a little bit. But of course you could leave them empty. And I'm going to use my Barely Art glue. If you are unfamiliar, this glue is amazing. I use my other glues for like wide areas, but for anything detail oriented, I have been using this and I absolutely love it. See, I'm not even worried. I got a little bit of glue on that. No big deal because it'll dry clear. Like actual clear. I'll never know that I did that. So no big deal. So there we go. We have a finished double flap card. How easy and fun was that? Just got to let this dry. While we are chilling here, I wanted to show you that I just did another one in another color with Merry Christmas and added 3 red rhinestones. I didn't have an ombre pad that matched red and green, and that makes sense because red and green, when you mix them together, would be brown. So you would get a kind of a brown between your red and green, and we wouldn't want that. So what I did was I went through with my glitter pens and I added some shine to the details of this and a little bit around the edges and also around the edges here. So just the same thing, but just a little different. Just popping back in, I made another one of these and I wanted to show you. I did some gel pen faux stitch work around the outsides of this. And I just really like it so much I made 2. I like that better than putting the gel pen on top of the black ink. So this is the original I made with just a faux stitch with green. And then I put like green on the trees and the yellow. And you can see it, but it's not as bright. But this time I stamped it in green ink and added a red and green stitched border. I'd love to know which one you love best. It was a lot of fun. I definitely like this one better. So at any rate, here are 3 more examples. Give this a try. It was a really fun, fast way to make some Christmas cards and use up some decorative paper. So, all right. Well, thank you guys for joining me today, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.